After COVID damaged his lungs beyond repair, a North Carolina man learned a lung transplant was his only hope. Ronnie Hooker recently became the first person with COVID-related lung damage to receive a transplant at Duke Hospital. I spoke to him and his doctor about the experience. When Ronnie Hooker woke up in early February with what he thought were sinus problems, he took some medicine and felt better until he got to work the next day.
I told one of the guys that work with him, I said, you might have to call for some help. I said, man, I can't breathe. I said, man, I just can't take in no air. They called the paramedics and they came and got me. I didn't know what was going on. I'm thinking, man, I don't want to die here.
Paramedics knew right away what was wrong.
First thing he asked me, said, have you been exposed to COVID?
At the hospital, he learned he had COVID and pneumonia. Weeks of treatment failed, and doctors gave Ronnie some difficult news.
I'm just going to tell you point blank, you're not getting better. If anything, you're getting worse. And he told me, he said, without some new lungs, he said, you'll expire. That's when all the praying and everything started beginning.
He was dependent on machines to stay alive, and his lungs weren't going to recover.
Duke transplant pulmonologist Dr. John Reynolds told Ronnie a lung transplant was his only option. It would be Duke's first COVID-related transplant.
We anticipated that this would happen.
Ronnie has sarcoidosis, which Dr. Reynolds says can make someone more susceptible to COVID complications. But he says the virus is what damaged his lungs beyond repair.
Primarily, what Ronnie sustained was COVID-related.
Was this his only chance for survival?
It was.
Everything was happening so fast, I didn't know. I mean, I was happy and scared and everything, but I was just knowing I had a second chance. You know, that would give me a second chance.
Ronnie went on the transplant list. Before long, doctors found a match.
It was a miracle. I mean, it couldn't have been nobody but God.
With his new lungs, Ronnie is slowly getting stronger.
It's a treat just to see him smile and get up and be independent. It's pretty great.
He's thankful for his family, his doctors, and his donor and their family for giving him the chance to get better. But he still has a long way to go to get back to where he was before he came down with COVID.
I wouldn't want to see nobody else go through this, man. It ain't nothing easy.
As he keeps working toward recovery, he hopes people keep taking the virus seriously.
If they tell you to wear a mask, wear it. Stay as safe as you can. It really ain't nothing to play with.
Now, Ronnie has about 6 months of rehab ahead of him. Most transplant patients have a while to prepare, not just for the physical aspects of a transplant, but the emotional ones as well. With COVID, though, everything happens very quickly. Ronnie says his brother has been a huge support to him as he adjusts to life after his transplant.